Do you remember the time when you were on a low and had cut yourself off from everyone?
Including my family, actually. My own family, which was my mom, dad, and my brothers. Mimi Didi and her family, or everybody. I just got into such a solo trip of my own because I had so much that I stopped meeting people. I ignored them. I stopped going to people's houses. I just went into my own little world. And so I had to go back and even mend it with my own family and say, okay, I think I behaved badly. I remember my brother had come to stay with me for 6 or 7 months, and he looked at me and he said, "You've completely changed as a person. I don't recognize you." And I didn't even realize what he was saying at that time, but it was a huge slap in my face because here's my soulmate who's telling me he doesn't recognize me anymore. So I had to go back and say sorry to my family. I had to say sorry to my extended family, everybody, and mend those relationships. A lot of a lot of people like yourself and some directors and producers, I've had to go to them and said I apologize, and I've just been aloof, and I haven't been in the scene much, and I haven't like behaved professionally. A lot of people who used to invite me to a lot of their things stopped inviting me during those years, because they were like, she never says yes, she never turns up, we're going to stop inviting. And then when I mended fences with them, they said, yeah, we just thought, you were in your own zone. So we just stopped those relationships. And I lost so many friendships at that time. And now they're all back. Now I have them back, and I would never lose them again. But when you're talking about vulnerability, that was just day one. I went through a phase of depression. I went through a really bad phase of being lost completely. And I had to come back and make things work again with people. I will not cry. I will not cry on this show. I will not cry. So, people say a lot of things about this industry, but for me, they were very gracious. All these people were very gracious, and they welcomed me back, and they said, good, we'll work together again, or, we'll hang out again. A lot of people. I had a lot of sorry dinners, a lot of sorry lunches. I had to do it.
Who were the people you reached out to during your low phase?
At that time, my brother Sehaj, of course, I would talk to him 4 times, 5 times a day because my family doesn't live with me. I used to talk to him 4, 5 times a day. I would be constantly crying. I didn't want to live. I used to not eat for 2 to 3 days. Staff in my house would come and say, eat some food. And I used to be like, I've just eaten. They said, no, aapne parso khana khaya tha. So I would forget that I've eaten 2 days ago. I was not working for 6, 7 months. Like working in the sense I didn't shoot a film. I was working here and there, but if you really go back and look at those pictures, you can see it in my face, And then there was, my friend Sanjana, she helped me out a lot. I used to speak to her all the time.
Who were your closest friends when you were pursuing investment banking in London?
Absolutely. My 2 best friends are Shahzeb. He lives in Karachi. And my other best friend is Namrata, who lives in Dubai, but now she's married in Bombay, as luck would have it. These 2 were people who were on the same path as me, people who had come from their countries to make it in the banking world, and all 3 of us were hit by the recession. And we were just looking at each other because we had all taken houses on rent in London, which are not cheap. And we were like, अब हम आ गए हैं, अभी घर ले लिए, अभी इसको पे कैसे करेंगे, क्या करेंगे, job नहीं है. And Namrata and I decided to go back to our countries. Shahzeb stayed back. But till today, we have these conversations of where our life would have been if we had all become bankers that year. And today, our life is completely different. I mean, I'm an actor. Namrata is married in Bombay. She has children. Shahzeb is still in Karachi. He has children. I mean, that's what destiny is, right? We 3 had thought that we would all grow old together in London as bankers, but that didn't happen. But till today, they are my friends.